One way that Glasir truly shines is with its implementation of behavior-driven development and executable functional contracts. Glasir integrates with Jeb and Spock so that functional specifications can be written like this in plain English. A business analyst can write these specifications together with the customer without having to know much about coding or Oracle A to G or anything. They can truly just focus on the functionality. In this example, we have a simple case of the login form for the application should work. We should display an error when logging in with a non-existent user, and we should correctly log in an existing user. After writing these specifications, the web development team can then take the specifications, or you can call these functional contracts, and using a lightweight scripting language called Groovy, quickly implement the specification into web tests. An example of what ARC2 cases might look like this. And as you can see, it doesn't take much code at all. We have taken our non-existent user login should display an error message and expand it into a simple Jeb web test that follows the when and then notation format. So when we go to the login page and we set our username to bogus user and our password to bogus password and click the login button, if we wait for a little while, we should end up at the login page, and the login page should show that our login is not valid. At the same token, the example of successful logging in should work pretty much the same way. After checking these web tests into source control, they will be run every time a team member pushes any changes to the source code, giving the team continuous validation of the functional contracts. Upon every build in the continuous integration system, a report is generated showing exactly which functional contracts passed and which ones failed. An example of that can be shown here, where the test summary shows 100% successful. If we drill down, we can find our login Jeb test here and our two tests that we shouldn't be able to log in with a non-existent user. That test passed because we were not able to log in as a non-existent user. And the second test that we should be able to log in with an existing user passed as well. If done right, the beginning of any projects will focus on writing the majority of these functional contracts so that the project has adequate coverage throughout development. This helps reduce turnaround time with QA, in that these tests are automatically generated, they're automatically run every time someone checks in a change to source control. What that means is we don't have anymore the turnaround with QA for validated functional contracts, and the team can work in a much more productive manner. It also helps saving developers a lot of confusion, since their job now becomes make these tests that currently fail pass and your job is done. Another benefit of this model is that it allows for more powerful connections between teams and stakeholders. On one hand, between business and technology, in that business was part of building the functional contracts from the very beginning, so the technology team can have confidence they are building the right thing. And on the other hand, between the technical leadership and, for example, an offshore development team, in that the job now becomes make the tests pass, leaving less room for interpretation. That's it for this demonstration of Glasir functional contracts. Thanks for listening.